Hello and welcome to Charlie's Desk. Today on the desk in a little tray, we have the Braille Plus 18, which is a Braille note-taker that came out in the 2000 tweens. I was looking in the videos I saw, it came out were like 2013, so it came out around then. It's the second generation. It has sort of the brains of an Android phone. It's from the American Printing House for the Blind. It could do, a lot of kind of cool things out of the box that, um, other note takers previously hadn't been able to do. Just a little description. It's 6.5 inches by 4 inches, and it's just a little bit over 1 inch in height. And gosh, what could it do? Okay, so just it can do word processing, right? That's pretty easy. It has a speech output. It had a GPS application. You could put a SIM card in it and to make and receive phone calls and send SMS texts. It could have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, that had a camera on the bottom so you could scan things and have them read with an OCR. You could, output to a TV screen. You could play music, browse the internet, email. So just kind of your standard like note taker. And it had the brains of an Android, and that's what was kind of exciting about it. And so I took out all the screws, and I'll sort of go through what it looks like inside. There were 26 screws, little Torx X, sort of like a 6-pointed star, but it's called Torx, Torx. So don't stop until you find 26 if you're trying to take it apart. Sort of on the top face of it, from the bottom up, in the center you have a nice space key with a shift and alt key on either side. Then directly above that you have your 18 Braille cells, and it's 4x2, so it's computer Braille. And then there's a little key lock button on the left hand side, and then you can feel an indentation for the microphone and a little LED indicator on the left side. And then above the Braille display, you have your 6-key input. And then in the center at the top, you have a cursor pad, and some navigation buttons. Beside that, a menu shortcut, a search shortcut, home shortcut, back, and select is in the center of the cursor pad. And so yeah, that's the top part of it. But that's just a dark plastic case, and the buttons are the sort of Braille keys are gray, along with the space key and the shift and alt key, and then the cursor pad and sort of the shortcuts are blue. So I'll remove that, and then what we have revealed is the printed circuit board. So someone commented and told me some of the correct names for things. So sort of the green things that I was calling chips are actually called printed circuit boards, and they're made of fiberglass, and the green color is from the solder mask, and that's just, I think, to prevent it from melting if there's heat involved with soldering. And then yeah, so that's what I've revealed. And so there's this sort of green thin wafer that is surrounding the black rectangular plastic that contains all the Braille cells, and then there's still the gray keys that are attached, and they're on these ribbons of it's a ribbon that's printed that contains the wiring. So that is, they're called ribbon cables. So, and all these buttons, they just push them right off, and underneath on the printed circuit board, there's these little pressure sensitive, I mean, they're just pressure sensitive indicators. They have, you know, they're pushed down or they're not pushed down, and those send a signal, and they've just been, you know, coded to be those shortcuts that we were, and you can hear them. Very satisfying to push. And then on another sort of ribbon cable, ribbon circuit, printed thin tape. That's connected to the 6 Braille entry keys. Okay, so I'll get rid of this thing. Oh yeah, and this it slides underneath the cursor keys above each Braille cell. So I got to kind of rip it out. Well, I don't have to rip it out, but I'll take it out. So we can see what's going on. Okay. So that just I'll put to the side. Now we have the actual Braille display, and 18 cells there. It's a lot smaller than the last one I took apart. The last one I took apart, which I have also on the desk, and I'll zoom out, was the Braille Light from Blaze Engineering, and I described that as like 2 packs of cards put together. You know, this one, the one from the Braille Plus is more like the size of a Hershey's bar. So I'm holding them next to each other, so the differences are apparent. And they have the same operating principle, which I had someone comment and explain to me what it was, because I was describing it as you look at the profile of the little refreshable Braille cell. It's this L-shaped thing, and in the long part of the L, you can see what look like, to me, just like metal tweezers. And I'll just scroll to find the comment. Oh yeah, okay. So the levers, the thing I'm calling tweezers, are bimetallic strips. So when you heat it up, like there's a resistance heater supplied by the wires that feed to the back of the tweezer-like things. So that then the metal one on the bottom, which is of a different kind, so they're 2 different. You can see they're slightly different colors. It's copper. It expands more than the other one, and the top is iron. And since they're glued together at the bottom, they separate. So that creates the upward pressure that raises the dot. And so each of the 8 dots has, you know, the levers to push it up. So that is what's going on here. And it's much smaller. You can see that it continues to get smaller. Okay. And then there's just a plain plastic sort of chassis that all the circuit boards are hooked into. And so I'll get rid of that. But there's a piece that's stuck in it of the last printed circuit board. And that's where all the brains of the operation are. Ooh. Okay. So this is like the Android phone part of it, basically, or all the inputs here. There's on one side there's a headphone input, or there's 2, or one for a microphone or an output. You could do a video output like that. There's a USB and a USB mini. There is a regular card port. Yep, regular sized. And oh yeah, there's a little 32 mini SD card, 32 gigabyte mini SD card. That's probably the included memory there. And I was it's covered in the little black rectangles I was saying. What are they actually called? Thank you for the people who commented. Oh yeah, the they're integrated circuit packages, and the ones that he said I was saying are dual line. Those are the ones that have like the little off either side, the little wires coming out. Dual inline packages, or DIPs, that contain microchips. So they're microchips. Yeah. And then there is a battery it's a lithium ion battery, and it kind of looks like if you made a stick out of 3 AA batteries on top of each other, and then wrapped it in white plastic, and then has 4 little wires and a connector on it. So yeah, that is what is inside the Braille Plus 18, in case you wanted to know. Kind of cool to see what's inside, kind of cool to see all the inputs on the inside and the circuit boards that they're built into. And one of the things that's super different about it as compared to the Braille Lite from Blazy Engineering, there was a lot more space inside the Blazy Engineering device. Just there's a lot more space, and they really engineered any open space out of the Braille Plus. So they're using that more efficiently, and I think just things were. I'm holding up the circuit board with the 7 key input, if you're including the space bar, from the Braille Lite, and it's just huge. It's just huge compared. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's bigger than the whole Braille Plus 18 basically. So yeah, so that's 2 note takers, kind of compared, or one taken apart and slightly compared to another one. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Bye.